The first and last thing on the agenda today is a letter that the Camden County Clerk received from the Freedom from Religion Foundation regarding a couple of items within our courthouse. And so we as a commission are in charge of the grounds and the buildings of this facility by state law. So we wanted to, before we made any decisions with regard to how we proceed, we wanted to get input from the public, and obviously we've got a massive outpouring here. We are going to have to limit conversations to be very short and sweet, so that we can get yays and nays from people about how they feel. We're going to give you an opportunity to speak. You need to sign in and leave your name and address and phone number and give us your feelings about it once we outline the issues to the public. And then we're not sure whether, is there a representative here from Freedom from Religion Foundation? Okay. Okay. So with that being said, I want you to keep in mind something important. What we say as a commission right now will be said at some point in time through the regular channels of the commission, speaking as a commission based on vote. But you know, for me personally, I am going to make a statement with regard. First of all, I'm going to outline the sequence of events of what took place so that you can understand where we're at. And then I'm going to speak to things with regard to me personally, and then because there are two basic things going on. There's a local issue and a national issue. The Freedom from Religion Foundation is trying to speak to a national issue through things that are here in our courthouse locally. So with that being said, I'm going to make a brief opening statement. Then if Don, if you'd like to speak something to that, you can as well. So. We are gathered together today because a written complaint to the Camden County Clerk from the Freedom from Religion Foundation. They are saying that we are endorsing Christianity because our 9/11 memorial painting contains a Latin cross. Our 9/11 memorial painting frames the same images that were a part of the events of September 11, 2001, so we believe that's obviously not the case. I have brought photographs with me today which show everything contained in the 9/11 memorial painting is based on actual events as they happened. The Freedom from Religion Foundation also wants for employees to hide any scripture references within the courthouse where they cannot be seen from the public. There are Department of Labor guidelines with regard to those issues. And we had one particular place where there was a question as to whether or not we were in compliance. We felt like that we were in compliance, but we have made adjustments to make sure that that particular representation is in compliance. There are bigger issues involved that the Freedom from a Religion Foundation wants to promote here that are beyond the scope of this small Camden County government. I'm calling on the representatives of our federal government to act upon this issue and not put us in a position where this is being decided at a local level. But I wanted to address some things with regard to our nation and what it is at this point. And I'm speaking personally here. Our founding fathers fought and died for the birth of a nation based on principles that we are endowed with certain inalienable rights endued from our Creator. That's right. The Declaration of Independence is the document that defines us as a nation. Since it defines us, it is without error. It cannot be changed or will be a different nation. The Declaration was adopted by the Second Continental Congress by whom the entire Revolutionary War was conducted. Thomas Jefferson stated as follows, quote, "God gave us life and gave us liberty. Can the liberties of a nation be secure when we have removed a conviction that these liberties are a gift of God? Indeed, I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just and his justice cannot sleep forever." End quote. So our founding fathers held these truths to be self-evident. For me, speaking personally, if we have evolved into a godless nation, then we are the saddest of all nations to ever exist. If that is the case, then every reference to God must be carved from every national monument, every building, every document that references God. We must chisel off Jefferson's words from his memorial. We must chisel off the scripture from Lincoln's memorial. Indeed, we must remove the Declaration of Independence from our sacred documents. Shall we let these men pass from memory? Is this the future of our nation? Shall we continue as a nation godless? If we are to continue as a nation our forefathers founded, our federal government must act. This shouldn't be decided on a local level. They're making a national issue out of this. And so we have to, we're gathered here together today to choose what we're going to do as a small county in relation to a painting that memorializes the events of September 11th, 2001. And I have on the countertop there laid out 3 photographs that represent events that actually took place during the time of September 11th, along with a picture of our painting that memorializes 9/11 for you to view. Apparently, the Freedom from Religion Foundation views this as an endorsement of Christianity. I personally have never thought of it that way because of everything that we've seen take place at that time represented in those pictures. But, you know, obviously the county is in a position where we may be subject to actions from the Freedom from Religion Foundation. And if the commission is going to have to make a decision about things along these lines that could envelop us in legal action and substantial cost to the county possibly, we want the public to have input, and we would actually like to hear from any and all with both sides represented. So with that being said, I'd like for Don to make any statements he'd like to make with regard to this matter. And keep in mind that some of the things that I spoke today were items of my personal beliefs, but obviously when we operate as a government entity, any action that we take will be based on input from the public in the best interest of this county that we have to arrive at. We're not going to make any decisions today because look at all the people in the room. We just need some input. And we want to hear where the people of this county would like for the commission, how you would like for us to proceed. So, Don, if you have something you'd like to say, well, I'd